I almost returned this machine after just one workout. No, seriously, I absolutely hated the Bells of Steel Legacy leg machine. But don't click away just yet, because after 6 weeks of use, you need to hear the truth.
You can't handle the truth!
The No Fate channel, checking in. Jonathan here, and if you aren't doing preacher curls on your leg day, are you even training legs? I have been running the Bells of Steel Legacy leg machine through everything. Leg extensions, lying leg curls, reverse leg curls, preacher curls, and even shrugs. Now, week 1, I absolutely hated it, but everything changed by week 6. Why did I almost return this leg day monster? It's complicated. No, literally, this thing is ultra complicated. At your local gym, you hop on a machine, you adjust maybe one pop pin, you're off to the races. But on this thing, you've got a number of different ways to adjust it. You've got the backrest that goes all the way down to all the way up. You've got this pad that does the same thing, all the way down, all the way up. You then have a positioning pop pin up here to adjust this so you can go from all the way up to all the way down. But we ain't done yet. You've got another pop pin here to adjust how this sits against your lower legs and ankles. And then finally, you've got a patent pending toggle that throws a monkey wrench into everything you knew about leg day machines. And that toggle allows you to adjust where this weight starts and almost kind of dial in that strength curve, which we'll be talking about later in today's video. The nice thing about that toggle as well is that when you're loading or unloading plates, you're not going to have this thing swing around, clip you in the leg and the shin, and put you on the DL for 6 weeks. Now, there were 2 issues with this toggle when I first got it in. Number 1, I just wasn't used to it. It's never been done before, and honestly, I was very, very confused and took a while to figure out the best practices for utilizing it. And number 2, I needed to give it that
Huck to and spit on that thing.
I needed to add some super lube to this thing so that it slides out and slides in much smoother. But if you give that learning curve just a little bit of time to even itself out, you can really dial this machine into perfection. What do I mean by that? You lock out the weight on the side like I just showed you. Then you can actually move this thing almost 360 degrees if your actual body wasn't in the way in order to get a crazy quad stretch. The reality is I've never had a machine that would put my legs so far back. In fact, this is farther back than I really want. I've got a pretty lightweight on here and I'm just putting it on here to show you, but it's so far back and it could go even further. Then you can of course adjust the bottom pad to your perfection. You unlock this and you can do...
And it feels different. It feels fantastic.
I know some of you leg day scientists want the maximum amount of stretch you can get on your quads in order to optimize your leg extensions. And you can do that. Clearly, this rest up here comes forward, but you can move it all the way back. So if you just want to lean back and get a further stretch, you can. Or you can even lie down and do leg extensions if that is just something that floats your boat. Not really up my alley, but it's an option if you want it. Now you can do lying leg curls on this. And one of the nice things is that they actually put pseudo hand grips on the front. You've got plate storage here in the front. And the only reason I don't have plates on here is because I want to get it as close to the wall as possible. If I had plates, I'd have to move it off about 3 or 4 inches. You are going to have to do a bit of a reach around in order to get a hold of them, but they do work really well. And again, when you're doing a lying leg curl, it's going to take you a couple of weeks, 1 or 2 at least, or a whole lot of practice, figuring out where the perfect alignment is for your feet, for your body, and as well as the weight for that strength curve. And here's an exercise that's not given enough credit, the reverse hamstring curl. I absolutely prefer it over the lying leg curl. Number 1, I feel it way more in my hamstrings. Now maybe that's bro science, I don't know, but I get a much better squeeze on the muscle. And number 2, It's a lot easier on my lower back. Most of us old guys got lower back issues, and that lying leg curl, especially when you're going heavy and you're kind of giving a little English into the workout to kind of get that weight up, you're gonna find that you kind of tweak your lower back just a little bit. But with the hamstring reverse curl, boom, you don't have to. Now, most of the leg extension leg curl machines on the market don't have this ability built in, and I absolutely love it. Comes to machine attachments. I tend to be pretty anal about complaining about where you're actually going to store this because it's not fitting on your wall control. It's going to take up a lot of shelf space, but Bells of Steel thought of that. They've actually got a little position back here. You can't even see it on video, even though I'm using 2 cameras, and you can just slide it out of sight, out of mind. Now, this toggle on the Bells of Steel leg machine, it's going to be your best friend. But there's also going to be a time when it's kind of your worst enemy, and that is on lying leg curls, because when your head's all the way down here and the toggle's back here, you've got to almost like turn around and twist your body in order to disengage it. And then when you're exhausted after doing 50 to 100 reps of just maxing out the weight like you do, you're going to have to re-engage it. And that is something that, again, is going to be a bit of a nuisance. For me, I usually set it up, I disengage it, and then when I'm finished, I just kind of stand myself back up so that I don't have to bother twisting back and locking it back into place. I need to come clean. I need to be fully 100% transparent. For over 6 years, I've been a Bells of Steel affiliate, and they have sent me from time to time free equipment like you see here. But over those 6 years, they have not once ever told me what to say in a video. In fact, they're one of a handful of home gym equipment companies that don't care what you say, they don't give you any feedback, and they don't penalize you for saying mean stuff. And trust me when I tell you, I've said some pretty mean stuff about Bells of Steel on a few pieces of equipment, and they never brought it up. Hey, maybe they just never watched my video. It's time to talk about the strength curve, and that's a big point of contention with these machines because there is no cam on this plate-loaded machine. Typically with the cam, that will adjust for the fact that you're going through a range of motion and that resistance is going to stay consistent throughout that entire motion. I'll tell you, this is going to be a 1-to-1 ratio, and you are going to have some drop-off, some type of pendulum effect when you're using this machine if you don't set it up correctly. But because of this toggle, you're able to adjust this arm to be out in front of you so that you can, depending on the exercise that you're doing, find that sweet spot. So you can make it a little bit lighter, you can make it a little bit heavier, but at the end of the day, it's gonna feel really good. Perfect. The lawyers say that this thing can only withstand 350 pounds, and that's lawyer speak for don't sue us. Okay, Vulcan? I'll tell you that this thing can handle a ton of weight. It's got a massive shaft, and you can just put so many plates on here, it's ridiculous, especially if you have metal plates or even like super thin metal plates.
That guy, pal, trust me, you're not that guy.
I'm not that strong. I got 4 plates on here. That was my max lift for leg extension, and I was able to hit set of 5. Unless your nickname in gym class was Quadzilla, I got a feeling that that shaft and this machine can handle as much weight as you can possibly lift. And the nice thing about the sturdiness of this machine, no, it's not 3x3. I know that's the thing that they've told you to worry about. It's not 3x3, but it is massively sturdy. It is not going to like bend or warp when you put that weight on. It doesn't go anywhere. This Bells of Steel Legacy leg machine, yeah, it does it all, because if you're not hitting arms on leg day, you're never gonna get those 26-inch pythons. Now this attachment costs $130, and to Bells of Steel's credit, it's absolutely separate. So if it's not something that's up your alley, you can simply not pay for it. It does not come with a handle. The reality is, if they sell you their handle for an extra $30, it's probably not gonna be better than the handles you currently have in your home gym. So I actually like the fact that you got to supply your own handle, because even if they threw it in for that $130 price tag, most of you would go out and just get your own. If you enjoy this brutally honest content, then check out the links in the description. and we got it all. Equipment, pre-workout, merchandise, of course, energy drinks, and discounted toilet paper. Using those links allows me to continue to be the meanest home gym content creator on YouTube. And now it's time for what you've all been waiting for, the cost comparison. And this is where the rubber meets the road. So currently on their website, this thing comes in at $1,249. And that is just a fairly higher price tag compared to comparable competition. But here's the rub. Bells of Steel is one of those companies that's always running discounts and promos. So depending on when you're looking to make your purchase, it may actually be the same price as some of the others on your list. But just to give you some side-by-side comparisons on price, the LE08 that I reviewed that I really liked, that came in at about $1,000, I think $950 with my coupon code NOFADE247. The Echo Strength has a leg machine that's plate loaded and pretty beefy. I haven't tested it out personally. That's $985. And you can always go budget. You're clearly not going to get the same experience and performance out of a budget piece of equipment versus the ones that we just mentioned. But one that I reviewed recently, the Makolo Tawert, that is like $325 shipped, and that delivered pretty good performance for that price tag. What else didn't I actually like about the Bells of Steel leg machine? Number one has to be the handle position. Now again, I'm 6'1", so some of you are going to be a little bit shorter, and this handle position is going to be like in your wheelhouse. But for me, it's just a little bit too far forward, especially when I like to lean back. This tends to be my preferred position for leg extensions. The handles just, I can grab them, but again, I'm grabbing like the very bottom of the handle. I don't actually have like a full grip on it. And it's just like one of those things that, you can't build a piece of equipment that's gonna match everyone's size, but I wish they had just put them a little bit further back. Speaking of size, I am 6'1", of absolute unit, as I've mentioned, and I will tell you that if I just get lazy with my leg extensions and I just don't have the foot pad lined up where it needs to be on my ankle, that my feet actually clip the bottom support bar that's resting on the floor. And again, this doesn't happen consistently. When I set this up correctly, I have no problem repping this thing out and going ham without any concern about hitting my feet. But again, I'm 6'1". If you're 6'3" or taller, you may have a problem. It's probably going to be a no-fly zone. Same thing goes for you short kings. If you're like 5 foot, unfortunately, this might just not fit where you need it to fit. Speaking of perfect fit, everyone's going to be different. Everyone's got different height, weight, build, femur length. For me personally, I wish this pad was like a ½ an inch forward. Now I know a ½ an inch doesn't seem like much, but hey, I think we'd all like to have a ½ an inch more. It's just one of those things, for ideal perfection on where I can line my body up, I wish it was a ½ an inch. You really can't scoot back any further because this pad rotates at an angle and it doesn't come in versus out. So I couldn't scooch back and lock these legs in where I'd like them to be. They're just a ½ an inch out, and it's not a deal breaker. It still feels like a great movement. I still love doing leg extensions on here, but you want to know the truth, and I always bring the truth. And now it's time. It is time for my final thoughts on the Bells of Steel Legacy leg machine. And this thing is a superb piece of do-it-all leg day equipment if you give it enough time to get used to. It's built sturdy, and it has the reverse hamstring curl that I absolutely love and most leg machines just don't have. Now the price tag does have a little bit of sticker shock, especially compared to the competition, but it's still a solid option, especially if you can find it on sale. If you made it this far in the video,
did we just become best friends? Yup!
Check out more leg day home gym equipment on these 2 videos. And as usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back.